Hello. Hi. Welcome, everyone, to our wild spring fling. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Rebecca Stummy. I'm a producer for live events and programming here at LAist. And thank you. Wow, thank you. That's my fan club in the back. Thanks so much. So who's here for the first time at the Crawford? Anyone? Oh my gosh. Wow. Welcome. So great to see you. And who here listens to us on LAist 89.3? Anyone? Yes, I heard some from the green room too. Excellent. And who reads our news stories on LAist.com? Yes, excellent. And how about any of our podcasts from LAist Studios? Right, and that's why we're here tonight. Thank you so much for your support. We really, really appreciate it. It means we get to do what we are doing here tonight. We get to do all of our great pods. We get to do all of our wonderful reporting. So thank you so much for your support. If you are in a position in which you'd like to give, you can visit laist.com/give. And while you're there, you can sign up for our events newsletter so you know all the great stuff we have coming up. We have so much coming up, so just go there, sign up for our events newsletter, and that will keep you up to date. All right, before we start, I need to get some reaction sounds. Can you all help me out with that? Okay, nice woo, thanks, good warm up. Okay, so first of all, because we're recording this for a podcast, so we need some reaction sounds, and also if you want to take a moment to turn off your phone sounds so we don't record any beeps or messages coming in on the podcast. All right, so first of all, can I get a big round of applause? Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, good. All right, now how about I just told the funniest joke you have ever heard? Laughter, go. Oh, that's nice. I like that. All right, and one more. How about just like a big spontaneous cheer? Wow. All right. Y'all are awesome. You've done this before. You've been at a live podcast recording. I appreciate that. All right. One last thing is emergency exits. You can come back in the way that you came, go out the way you came in, or over here where these exit signs are. You can exit over there. All right, now finally, the new season of Wild premiered yesterday. And yes, there you go. And if for some reason you still haven't listened, we're going to give you a little taste with a trailer in just a second. And of course, I want to let you know that all of this is fictional. And the scenes and characters are inspired by Erick Galindo's life, but it's all a made-up story. So please enjoy this trailer for season 2.
I've thought of you for 2 days in a row now. All day and night. I feel like I'm in a love song. Because I think maybe I did fall in love with you. Now don't go running for the hills or anything. I'm just saying maybe I did. Oh damn, okay. That's me, your boy Erick Galindo, last summer when I did one of the hardest things I've had to do. I confessed my feelings to someone in a voice memo and I sent it to her. From the team that brought you Apple Podcasts and Spotify's best episode of the year, Wild's How Do I Love Someone, you heard Megan Tan's pandemic love story. This season, we're doing it all over again. But this time, I'm telling Megan my wild love story. The type of story that feels like a movie, but it was my life.
What happened?
The woman I was dating, off and on again for a minute, comes to me and says she wants to move to Milwaukee. And she wants me to come with her. I'm talking about an adventure across America. I'm talking me and the woman I love, and for some reason her mom and her best friend, on the road for a month. And then on the first day of the trip, she breaks up with me.
What? She broke up with you on the first day of the trip?
This is my Southeast LA rom-com. I was steeped in love and in one of the most confusing relationships of my life. The kind that fucks you up. The kind that forces you to confront parts of yourself in a way you never have before. Like, I'm terrified, of that kind of love. You know.
Why is it terrifying?
That's this season on Wild, I Think I'm Falling in Love. Coming from LAist Studios this April.
story is so incredible. It's so amazing. The team that made this podcast is the best in the business, so you're going to love it. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the co-hosts of Wild Season 2, Erick Galindo and Megan Tan.
Yeah. Y'all ready? Yeah. 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 Come on.
Oh, wow, wow! Look at all these beautiful people tonight! Woo! I love seeing everybody's crowns just glittering in the audience right now. So beautiful.
Yes. Thanks everyone for being here, especially my mom. I can't remember the last time she went to Pasadena, so very excited. It's like going to France for her. I do want to thank everybody who's listened to the show, either season 1 or the new season. It's such an honor to get to tell stories from my community. I'd like to thank, before we start, I just want to thank LAist Studios for letting us tell these stories, for bringing people together to celebrate these stories tonight. So thanks everyone for being here. Please keep telling your friends about it, because we need more listeners all the time. And go ahead, sorry.
Well, who are you?
Oh, sorry, I'm not reading the script, but I'm Erick Galindo.
Yay! And you are the co-host and co-creator.
I'll find it, hold on. I'm your host, Erick Galindo. I am a co-host and co-creator of Wild Season 2.
And I am Megan Tan, the also co-host and co-creator.
Thank you.
We have some questions for y'all. Make some noise if you've ever been in love.
Make some noise if you've ever been in a toxic relationship.
Make some noise if you didn't know you were in love and in a toxic relationship. Well, that is what Wild Season 2 is all about. As y'all know, it is a fictionalized story inspired by Erick's life. And Erick, you want to give a little backstory? I love backstories. You want to give a little backstory about why this story and why the fictionalized world?
Yeah, I think for a long time I wanted to tell a love story about people from Southeast LA. And one of the things I think is that we rarely get to see ourselves in rom-coms. And so I really wanted to make a rom-com for us. And also, I kind of feel like the podcast medium is a place where you can tell a story to someone in a way where it feels so intimate that they can suspend disbelief. I take it back to the days of the Greeks and plays where you would just go up and people would perform and there'd be no set, nothing. They're just talking. There's a chorus. They're telling you what the story's about, all that. And I just felt like we could do that with podcasts and really maybe do something special. And I think that's what we did.
That is what we did. And one of the things we also did, making a fictionalized story is extremely hard because it's really easy to hear when people are lying just with their voice.
That's true.
So when Erick came to me and was like, let's do fiction, I was like,
yeah, she did
let
not
me get back to you on
yeah,
that.
That's true.
But then we hired some incredible actors. One of them you're going to meet tonight. And we had an incredible sound design team who literally went out into the world, collected all these sounds. So when you listen to the show and you hear someone driving, that was someone actually driving and someone actually recording them driving.
Or someone actually falling into water.
That guy.
My nephew pushed me in.
Yeah, that's right.
He's here too.
He is here too.
Yeah.
And also, I guess one of the things is that, your brain kind of works in this way where you're constantly seeing yourself as like a TV show, right? Like sometimes you would come to me and be like, sometimes this feels like a rom-com, right?
Yeah, I think that I grew up and I use television and I use film to cope. I think with like when life got tough, when things weren't exactly ideal, and it kind of messes with you when what like the thing you use to cope kind of erases you. Like, television and film has erased my community for such a long time. It's definitely changing, and that's a big broad statement, but it was weird to be like, oh man, TV is so nice because we're not there, Like it really messes with you. So I think it was, but I do think it became my like lens of how I see the world. Like if this is a TV show, if this is a movie, what is it? Hopefully you want to be in a rom-com, You don't want to be in like The Sopranos.
And so that's why we have an incredible show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about the state of the romantic comedy genre with two incredibly talented people. And then we're going to need a couple audience volunteers to help us with a game. So if that's you, think about it.
Yes.
And then to close our program out, you guys all filled out a question about the wildest thing you've done for love. And so we may ask some of you to come up and share your story in 60 seconds. So let's go!
Woo! Yeah.
Help me welcome to the stage an actress, philanthropist, producer, activist, and a champion of the arts. She is known for her role as Valencia Perez in the critically acclaimed comedy Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. She is also a Broadway star.
Yeah.
We are blessed. And her most recent project is a podcast called What Are Friends For? She also She also plays the role of Mama Angela in Wild Season 2. The team knows her as the woman who makes us cry whenever she sings. Put your hands together for Miss Gabrielle Ruiz.
Woo! Hi.
Woo!
Hello, just for the podcast moment, like I just want everyone to know in the audience right now has sparkly headbands. So just everyone that's listening right now, please envision that because you guys look amazing. Hi, guys.
Hi. I'd like to also welcome our next guest, who is the host of Into It, the podcast from Vulture that breaks down the culture and entertainment stories we can't stop thinking about. He's also host of the podcast Vibe Check from Stitcher. Previously, he was an NPR correspondent and the host of the award-winning radio program and podcast, It's Been a Minute with Sam Sanders. In 2022, he was named Best Podcast Host by the Ambies and received additional awards from NLGJA, iHeart, and the Los Angeles Press Club. Put your hands together for Mr. Sam Sanders. Woo!
To be back here.
No,
good to be
thank you.
back.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
course.
thank you guys
I know
so
you came
much.
for the Sonora Town, but
Oh yeah, always.
yeah,
always.
the tacos help for sure.
So, rom-coms, the state of them. Do we love them? Do we hate them? Before we get into it, we want to ask you, what are your favorite rom-coms? Gabrielle?
Oh, me first. Sure. I mean, can I make one up?
Sure.
That would be my favorite.
Yeah. Yes.
Because one that I do love, though, that I firmly believe is a rom-com is Bridesmaids. I really believe the rom-com of the friendship is very, very just strong in that movie. And I just love their platonic love for each other and their growth and their struggle and their breakup. It's hilarious. But one that I would make up, because Eric, you mentioning like la cultura, like us, I have always been so daydreamy about the scenario of Selena Quintanilla, badass, may she rest in peace, and her husband Chris in the movie Selena when they're talking about the farm that they want to have. And like the chickens and the cows, and they get so giggly and they're like, but we want to have kids. Okay, let's go make some. And they go like, he scoops her up into the house. Like, could you imagine when he scoops her up into the house, the scene opens to like a sitcom of that family?
Sign me up.
I would love that.
I want you to be
love it.
Selena.
Oh my gosh, I'll be the mom. Thank you.
I love that. I can see that for sure.
I'd watch
What
that.
about you, Sam?
I have one favorite, and it's always been my favorite. So growing up, my mother and I would just watch a bunch of TV together. Like my dad was off watching sports, and my mom was like, "I want to watch Lifetime movies?" And it's like, hell yeah. But
Yes.
there were only 2 movies in my entire life that I've seen make her cry. One was Brokeback Mountain, but that was sad. And the other was My Best Friend's Wedding. And I think my mother and I watched that film together at least 7 or 8 times. It has everything. It's got Julia Roberts, the greatest movie star to ever live. It's got a Dionne Warwick song, Say a Little Prayer for You.
Say a little prayer for you.
It's got Rupert Everett being cute and gay on screen in the 90s, which was barely allowed.
Yes.
It's always my favorite. Always.
When would she start tearing up? Just
At the end, she's always
Okay.
like, well, Julia Roberts should have got her. And then she'd cry. And I was like, I agree.
And Cameron Diaz.
Cameron Diaz, I was about to
Yes.
say,
She's
yeah,
singing
Latina.
horribly
Oh my
and
God.
crying. Oh, it's so
That
funny.
film, God, it's perfect. I mean, it's not perfect because when you think about it, all the old rom-coms are horribly toxic.
That's
Like the
true.
behavior that they allowed, you're like, you can't do that. Like Julia Roberts was stalking that man.
Oh, the ageism too.
Oh,
And just like
yes.
how young and like they're like,
Yeah.
our life is over.
yeah.
Well, so that brings us to the next question, which is, do rom-coms actually teach us anything?
They teach us the
about-
wrong things.
What about love?
The wrong things about love.
Okay, explain.
Most of the behavior that the person trying to get the other person exhibits during the movie is almost illegal. If not, and at the end, their love is only affirmed if they prove it to other people.
That's
It's
true.
always a wedding. It's always a
Yikes.
big to-do in front of other people.
Right, this
What if
external-
you found love by not breaking the law and it was just for you and your partner? What about that? That said, I'll watch any and every rom-com. Right. They're fun.
They're entertaining, right? Like, Gabrielle, you were on a show that was kind of like a
Very
rom-com.
rom-com-y.
Yeah.
And toxic and crazy. Yeah. I mean,
Literally
the title
crazy
is
in the name.
Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I watched that show thinking like, finally they get us. Because it was like groundbreaking.
Yeah, it challenges all of the kind of rom-com tropes.
It does. It really did.
And for those of you who haven't seen it, there's this incredible character arc with Valencia, who Gabrielle plays. She starts the show waiting for a man to propose to her, and then by the end of the series, she proposes to a woman.
She does.
And
she
so-
found that power, and I loved that for her. It was such an honor to be a part of that arc for this character, that for the show being such a musically oriented show, there were so many hallucination style musical moments. And for Valencia's story, especially with her coming out story, there was no song and dance about it. And I loved that for her.
Yeah.
What did you learn about love through understanding that character, though, or not about love? Or
That it's, you have a lot of power. You have a lot of power in your narrative. There can be a moment, I think everyone goes through, when they realize that they have a choice to not be the victim of their circumstances. And she surrounded herself with people that believed in her and that were able to show her that and that part of her. And she's like, I can propose to you. And so she does the whole moment exactly the way she wants to, with the drone and the video and the live streaming and everything. And
So extra.
she so extra.
But it was gorgeous. I remember
And it
loving
was
the show and
her.
watching it, and I loved how much your character grew over the course of the show. Because at the start, you're like, should I take this character seriously? And then it's like, oh, you definitely should. And there's these layers and this depth
Yes.
of your character that, I don't know, I love that show. I
Oh,
loved
thank
you in
you.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also love that show. I thought it showed a part of LA that you didn't get to see on TV.
West
West
Covina.
Covina.
Let's go, Vina.
But
Have you
also
seen the
it was
video?
like West Covina, but there's like people of color, there's Latinos, there's Asians,
Yes.
there's people from all walks. Nipsey Hussle,
Yeah.
makes a
Yes.
cameo,
Yeah.
does a
Yes.
song, and then realizes he's been toxic to women, and then goes on apologizes. Like I'm like, oh,
Have you seen the video where Rachel Bloom goes to the West Covina City Council? Because they have like a they
The
declare
writer
a
and the
day
star of the
for
show.
the show. So the creator of the show, star of the show, she goes to like West Covina City Council to set like a plaque or something, and then the city council sings one of the songs from the show with her.
No, I haven't seen that.
It was cringe but beautiful.
That is how I would describe
The
that
way
show.
it should
Cringe
be.
but beautiful.
Beautiful,
That
yes.
is that show.
Sounds like love.
I mean, this brings me to my next question, Sam. Like, one of the reasons I wanted to make a rom-com is because, like you said, I love rom-coms. They never love me back. You know, they
Yeah.
haven't shown people from my community a lot of love. Not just rom-coms, but like pop culture, period. And I still love pop culture. And you get to talk to people on your show all the time that are redefining pop culture. Joe Kim Booster, Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Yeah.
Yourself, you do it all the time.
Okay.
But like, how do you balance the fact that it's so hard to see our stories up there, but we love it anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, it's actually not as hard as we're sometimes told it is. Like when you peel back any of the layers and the numbers about who's watching what and what the future of viewing is, by all metrics, the most important viewers are Latinos and Black people. Latinos are the most prized commodity in the streaming wars. They over-index for TV viewership, and they're more loyal than white viewers. They over-index for movie attendance. So that's it, right? And so it's like, once you know that, why would you let anyone say, well, not your story? It's like, actually, no. Actually, no.
Right.
And so I think that, like, for me, the challenge is not accepting the narrative about scarcity and hardship in this streaming economy and landscape, but saying, who's actually watching this stuff? And like, if that's your guide, then it feels easier. Also, I think there's this thing where it's like, we still don't believe that like white people can watch people on screen who are not white.
Right.
I watched Friends
No, exactly.
twice.
Although Joey's Mexican, I don't care what they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's like, also, it's like when you look at these shows that are coded as Black or coded as brown, as long as it was on the air, Blackish's audience was majority white.
That's true.
And so we have to let go of a lot of these fallacies that we're told, and understand that like people like good story.
Right.
You know this. I mean, like
Exactly,
people
yeah.
like good story.
That's
Well
true.
said.
Yeah, very well said. All right. So I think now that we set the mood, we're going to have a little bit of fun, right?
I'm
Am I
already
right about
having
that?
fun.
Right.
I
I
don't
know,
know.
I know.
about
We're
you.
going to have a little bit
I'm
of
having
fun with the audience, though.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're going to ask for two volunteers to come and play a trivia rom-com game with Sam and Gabrielle.
Do you know rom-com?
Yeah, if you
I will
feel
say,
like
Gabrielle,
you know
I'm
rom
horrible at trivia. You're
I
gonna
can't
win
wait.
this.
So am I. It's gonna be great. We're gonna win.
Yeah.
There's a prize, right?
There's a prize.
What's
yeah.
the prize?
Yeah, the prize. I believe the prize is like a free drink or something like that.
Just one?
On
And-
Eric.
I don't.
and some-
Honestly,
and
I'm
some-
like the
on
worst
Eric.
person to ask.
And
yeah.
swag bags.
Give him a
Swag
lot of free
bag.
drinks.
I was told there would be prizes. That's why I'm here.
Does
I got. They brought me down with free tacos. So. And I've already
do we have any volunteers?
Yeah. Can we
I'm
get two
looking at
volunteers from
someone.
the audience?
I'm
Oh, we
giving
have
a
people
laser
pointing.
focus on someone.
Wow. What? Oh,
we have a volunteer.
have
Oh, we got one.
volunteer.
Yeah.
All right. We need one
All
more.
right.
We
One
need
more,
one more.
one
We need one more.
I think Kirtana Sastry should come up. Oh, girl, you come on, volunteer.
here.
Come on, girl. Yeah. Come on.
Let's do it. Let's do
You're
it.
so lucky. Woo! I love these crowns.
Really cute.
Can I get
It's
one?
really cute. Hi. Do we gotta get up?
My name is Erica.
Erica, and we're gonna move the microphone a little bit closer to you. Hi.
Girl, have a seat.
Yes. Okay.
So Eric is gonna explain. And what's your name?
I'm Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Oh, nice.
Hi, Cynthia.
Erica and Cynthia. Hello.
Erica
right.
and
Hello.
Cynthia. I love those names. Very, very close to my heart. Okay. So,
We have
Erica and
whiteboards.
Cynthia, there are whiteboards behind you. You see these whiteboards right there? Right on that little table?
You got it.
Yeah, and there should be markers and erasers. High tech. We are a
is very
technology people. All right, so we're gonna the way it's gonna work is there's gonna be a question shown on the screen with multiple choice answers. You will have about 15 seconds to write your answer down.
That's it?
Basically until I stop talking.
Okay.
Yeah. That is kind of the time.
Fine.
Gabrielle, just shut me up because I do not know how to stop. And the audience, please, no matter what you do, if you know the answer, don't shout it out.
If you know the
Mouth it
answer,
silently
mouth
to
it
me.
silently to me.
Please shout it. Please don't shout it out because that would be fun. And then Megan and I are gonna tell them if they're right or they're wrong.
Yes, and I'll say something like, "Show us your answer," and then you guys are
Yeah.
gonna flip your boards over at the same time.
Are we on teams?
No.
No. Every
You're
person
on
for
your own,
themselves.
Okay.
It's
okay.
everyone for themselves.
All right.
Say-
Okay.
And I will be describing like your faces to the podcast audience at home. So they can't see you.
Right.
glowing, radiant,
Yeah, I'm gonna, like-
transcendent.
Sam is in a burgundy jacket with matching shoes. Yes. All right.
Okay.
And then Rebecca is going
Yeah.
to keep score.
Rebecca in the back, our producer, is keeping score.
Thank goodness somebody is. Okay, great.
Yes. Because the score really matters. I have not emphasized how much it matters who wins this game.
It matters so much.
All right.
All right.
So question number 1. I'm gonna read the questions out once they pop up on screen. I believe they'll be popping up at some point. I believe so. Yes,
There
here
we
we go.
go.
All right. What song does Patrick Verona serenade Kat with in 10 Things I Hate About You? A, don't you forget about me. B, they're already finished. I got a whole bit. I practiced this. All right.
I mean, I thought it was like a speed round, you know?
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great.
Okay.
Everybody-
Extra points for
That is the
anybody.
answer. Oh my
Extra points for
I like
anybody
this
who wrote
speed
words
round.
from the title.
Yeah,
on
that's
the,
right.
Yeah.
Sam gets extra points.
So if you wrote some words
Wow,
on there,
that's
it's
great.
How about this? More points for this. I love you, baby. And if it's going alright, I need you, baby. Through all the lonely nights. Okay.
Great. She's a professional singer. She's going to be doing that, people. Don't feel the
Just can't
pressure
help
to
it.
perform with her because she's
But I
going to
love
kill
this speed
us.
round. This
Yeah.
is great.
All right. Next question.
Next speed round.
Okay, finish the quote from Love Actually.
most toxic rom-com ever. You ever watch that again? Ugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right. To me, you are ... All right.
I need the multiple choices.
Everything.
No.
Okay. There's no questions.
That's it.
Sam, I lied. I'm sorry. They're not multiple choices.
Blank space.
If we're doing,
I blocked it out.
If we're doing speed
All right.
rounds,
Does
Gabrielle,
does the audience want to help? Do we know this answer?
Wait, you don't know?
I don't. I
You are
forgot.
blank.
Perfect.
To me, you are blank.
because it's such a basic line. It's not.
I blocked that film out.
To me, you are perfect.
Everyone in that film is acting horribly.
I mean, he's literally holding a sign that says perfect. Like, the visual memory for me.
Wow.
Also, don't come to my house with signs
Yeah. It's pretty creeper.
when I just got married.
That's true.
It is a wild.
It's-
It
is-
doesn't hold up. And I'm
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, that movie. I like watching it on Christmas, though. I'm not gonna lie. All right. From which Jane Austen novel? Sam, you can't play on this one.
She already
'cause
knows.
From which Jane Austen novel did Fire
I used-
Island draw inspiration?
I used to be an
Sam
English
had Joe
professor.
Kim Booster on his show, so.
No,
Can I hold it up?
Multiple choice?
choice.
Can I buy an audience member?
Wow.
Can I phone call a friend? From which Jane Austen novel did Fire Island?
Just look around. And the answer is
Yeah. Okay, you guys can have it. It's
Pride and Prejudice.
Prejudice.
cute.
Yay! Okay, Megan, you want to read the next question?
Sure. At the beginning of Sleepless in Seattle, Tom Hanks moves to Seattle from what city?
Can I tell you my truth?
Chicago.
Chicago.
See Rosie O'Donnell talking about in the map.
Yeah. B,
B,
Miami.
Miami.
Is that Rosie O'Donnell?
C,
Yeah, she's in
It is
Boston.
Rosie O'Donnell, right?
D, Los Angeles.
Maybe.
I've never seen this entire movie.
I will say, I got this wrong because I thought I was going to guess the whitest city just because that made the most sense, but I was wrong.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, I was wrong. So don't do that.
I was going to say Boston.
That's what I said too. All right. Sam is right.
Oh.
Who's
right?
And Gabrielle.
And Gabrielle.
Hey, Chicago.
Chicago.
That's right. I don't remember that
Keep
at
the
all
score,
from the
kids,
movie.
now. Keep
I
the
don't think
score.
it was a big plot point. That's just Rebecca deep cut.
Deep cut.
All right. Okay. What? All right. So I'm gonna read this line, and you guys gotta guess what rom-com is it from. Okay? It's choose me, marry me, let me make you happy. Is it from 4 Weddings and a Funeral, 27 Dresses, Runaway Bride, or My Best
Or is it
Friend's
not?
Wedding?
Is it not?
I get my Julia Roberts rom-coms mixed up.
Is it not?
We're gonna see.
It is. Yeah, it's My Best Friend's
You're
Wedding.
so lucky I'm your friend.
Thank you. And I
so lucky.
appreciate
I was
you
like, dude, you should
dearly.
know
You're all
this.
I know.
Choose
Remember Notting Hill?
At the end.
make you happy.
Choose me.
Notting Hill.
I loved it.
This one does some. Yeah. Director M. Night Shyamalan is said to have ghostwritten the script of what rom-com?
Cheat.
A. Never Been Kissed. B. She's All That. C. American Pie. Or D. As Good as It Gets. Only
least-
one of these movies has people of color in it. That's the answer. Yeah, She's All That.
Yeah.
Shout out to Freddie Prince, Cisco,
Boo. Yes.
all these people. All right.
Whose mother says the iconic line, I'll have what she's having in When Harry Met Sally?
Oh, whose mom? Yeah, I will.
This is the answer.
I'm gonna give you some time to think, Gabrielle. It's close, but as the director,
Who's the director?
it's D. It's D.
Right.
I've never watched this film. Sam Sandler says
Sam's
I've never watched this film.
You've never watched it?
I've never watched
Free
it.
tacos for Sam.
Well, it happens. Listen.
No, she's not. But Rob Reiner is
Rob Reiner.
he's the director, and it was his mom.
definitely seen that
He's directing.
Well, my parents were always
Same.
like, it's always Billy Crystal's mom, so they didn't know.
My mom's here. This is hard enough for me to say any like bad words, but I can't imagine doing like a sex scene at a diner directing where your mom's one of the actresses. Wild. Shout out to Rob
Now
Reiner.
that's wild.
Yeah. All right, you want to do this one, Megan?
No, go ahead.
All right. What's the highest grossing rom-com of
I
all
know
time?
this, and I can tell you the gross.
Is it Knocked Up? Is it When Harry Met Sally?
No cheating,
Or is
Gabrielle.
it My Big Fat Greek Wedding? or
$238
Notting
million.
Hill?
You know this answer?
Yep.
The
Wow.
number?
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh man.
How much? What is it?
I want to say 238.
I'm gonna cheat.
Might be
I'm
more,
sorry.
around 250.
English teacher, I'm gonna cheat.
I like it. Yeah. Correct. My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
A movie that shows that even white people can be immigrants, okay?
Bunked. Bunk. Bunked.
You practiced that one.
Bunk.
And that is
That's the
it.
Thames down.
It has a hole in it.
That is our game for tonight.
Yes. All right.
And Rebecca.
Who won?
We're all winners here. But
Good
yeah,
job.
Cynthia. Toad Cynthia.
Yeah.
Just deduct all my points.
Thank you, Cynthia and Erica for playing.
What did Cynthia win?
They're both gonna get swag bags.
Come see me after the show.
Because participation is also winning. Because this is hard.
cute.
As y'all just found out. Being on stage in front of a bunch of people.
I didn't know a lot about
And
Yes.
I had the honor of having Gabriella cheat off me.
That's right. That's
You are.
right.
No, it's like, you know,
Just
pretty
shared
shameless.
answers, not
Yes,
cheating.
yes.
Shameless.
Shared answers.
Thank you so much.
I'll
Thank
keep
you
that
very
forever.
much. Another round of applause for our volunteers. Thank you, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm Googling my Big Fat Greek Weddings domestic gross.
I think it's because to
has a
make
hole
it
in
was
it.
really cheap, right?
No, but
Like-
it's still gross. It's like-
Gross, like how much
how
they
much
make
they
all
made.
all
Yeah.
together.
it was a massive hit.
Massive hit.
Yeah,
I
I
was so
crazy.
off.
Yeah. What is it?
What
I
is
want to
it?
say, and it might be, okay, it grossed $241.4 million in North America.
That's
only off by
awesome.
3 million. Global box office was $368.7 million.
Oh wow.
Um.
And
And
for,
even
and for
after
today's
all
dollars,
that-
Sam. And for today's dollars.
Give me 12 seconds.
Inflation
Yeah.
and
I thought you
cost
were.
of
I thought you were
goods.
one of them AI bots. So all right. Thanks again, everybody.
All right, and now we're going to have a segment that we call the 60-second love story. So we have this big buzzer.
Yeah, so we have a buzzer
got
and
it.
a
Big
timer.
buzzer and a timer. And it sounds like this.
Yeah.
And
Big red button for those of you at home.
our producers have selected a few people who filled out cards, and they're going to choose you. So, and we're going to hear from people in the audience about their personal relationships with love. Right, producers? And so as we're they're gonna come around and choose you.
Yeah, they're going to come get you.
And as we're getting situated, we want to know from y'all.
Sure.
Yes,
There's
Gabrielle.
Oh, I'm
We're going to
first.
start with you.
Oh, man.
And,
Okay.
And
You
in our
have 60
show,
seconds.
spoilers for the show, there's a psychic. We see a psychic. They were no help.
Oh, right.
But I understand you have a story involving a psychic, too.
Yes, you're going to start timing me?
Yes.
Yes, Megan's gonna
Ready?
time you.
And
Wait,
go.
hold on. Wait, go back. I have a
oh.
question. I'm just telling the story in 60 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
that's it.
Just want to make sure I do the rules right.
This is good. It's good for the audience to get
Great,
an example of how the pros do it.
Yes. Okay, ready? And go.
So I was in the middle of a relationship and I was broken up and doing a show in Ogunquit, Maine. And I told the guy that was making the hot dogs, I was like, thank you for the hot dogs. He's like, you're welcome. When's your birthday? And I said, well, December 12th. He's like, great. Well, I'm a medium and God has a message for you. Do you want to hear it? I said, yes, of course. He's like, great. You're really bad at picking your men.
Whoa!
I've got 20 seconds. And I said, okay. And then he said, so here's these things you need to do. You need to get, have someone find the person for you. You also are probably going to be a mentor for a lot of your life and also ask them, what do you want from me? And then I was crying the whole time. And then he was like, the person that you find is going to lift you up, which we all hope for. Okay, sure. But the bad at picking your men was like the biggest part possible. And found Philip, my husband, on Match.com.
Whoa! Dang! You didn't have to pay for any of that, and as you were getting a hot dog.
Yes,
I know.
yes. It was a hamburger,
I'm
but
just trying
I
to
was
get-
nervous. I freaked out.
All right,
It
I
was
love
actually a
that
burger.
story. I love that story.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Sam has like a similar story, but not with
I have
the
like
head.
Well.
my favorite love story is the story of my worst date.
Yes. Okay.
'Cause
Hold
it's
on.
funny.
You got to talk faster, just so you know.
Ready,
I know.
set, go.
Met this guy on Tinder. I could tell he was a loser from the first swipe, but I'm like, okay, let's go. So he's like, let's do dinner. I know this really great Mexican restaurant. I'm like, cool, love Mexican food. He's like, come to my house first for drinks. And I'm like, no. He's persistent. I say, okay, I have my mace in my pocket. I enter his house, purple light, large white leather sectional, big cocaine energy. Not good. He pours the strongest vodka soda known to man and begins to chain smoke out of his window while telling me he and his ex broke up because they got caught running drugs across the northern border. We then go to dinner. He's already drunk. He says, I know the owners of the restaurant. They love me. I order in Spanish. We get there. They don't know him. His Spanish is horrible. I'm finishing this story. Spanish
Good,
is
because I want to hear how
horrible.
it ends.
Keeps drinking. He's just sloshed. So I'm like, how do I get out of this situation? So I just eat, try to be nice. We leave. He can't really walk straight, but he's still trying to spit game to me. And I'm like, my dude. And so I'm like, I have to get him to his front door. So as I'm walking him to his front door, which is up some steps in his building, he leans in for a kiss.
How dare.
And I said, no. I said, one, you're really drunk. And two, your nose keeps running. What's up with that? And he goes, well, when I drink a lot, I get postnasal drip. And then he leans in again. So I just summon my strength, get him up his stairs to his front door, and I said, you go inside your house, drink a bunch of water, and take 2 ibuprofens, maybe order some McDonald's. You need something. And after all of this, he invites me in, a fool. I leave. Worst date of my life.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
Great story.
Wow.
Great story.
He was
Longer than a
fortunate.
minute.
He was fortunate to have you. Like,
Yeah,
make
you
sure he
saved
was
him,
okay.
yeah.
I
knows?
guess.
Yeah,
If you're
and give him
listening,
some
sir,
advice.
fix your life.
Yeah, exactly. That did not happen. No way. Yeah.
Anjali has some names for us.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Let's give it up
This
for
is our
Anjali.
senior
Yeah.
producer, Anjali Sastry Kerbachek. An incredible colleague of ours.
Yes.
Next up, we've got
Deb. Deb, do you want to come to the stage? Deb.
Deb, yay!
Yeah.
We won't buzz you, Deb.
So we have your card for you. So
I
you
will.
Can read your story.
Yeah, give it to
Give me the
Gabrielle.
buzzer.
Give it to her.
Savage.
Sorry, Tony. I can't get this mic quite right.
Sorry, I feel so powerful.
Yeah, we got Philip. Philip's with the assist.
Yes.
That's my
thank
husband.
you.
Gabrielle's husband, Philip. The aforementioned.
Okay. I'd been traveling about 36 hours before deplaning after midnight with 220 other Americans in Odessa, Ukraine, then of the Soviet Union.
Wow.
He was the first to approach me, a Russian from a small village in Siberia. He handed me a flower and said, "Unfortunately, I don't speak English." I said, "No, your English is very good." He repeated the one phrase he'd memorized to participate in the 1988 Soviet-American peace walk from Odessa to Kiev. 2.5 years later, we were married.
Whoa.
We navigated the Cold War, but our marriage didn't last. But we remain friends and share a child, and recently a new grandchild.
Oh my
That's
God,
beautiful.
I love
Thank
that.
you so
That's
much.
beautiful.
Thanks, Deb. That was beautiful.
That's a good story.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb.
And now we're going to call Andres. Andres, up to the stage.
Andres.
Andres?
Are you here?
Is there an Andres in the house?
Oh. Are you
No.
just doing this on purpose because you don't want to read your story? Well, today's someone's lucky day because I will take one person to play the game to read their story. And I know some of you shared your story, and I don't have your card, but do I get it? Do you have any volunteers? Anyone?
I heard
Want to
do
share
it,
your
Michael.
Oh yeah, Michael.
Michael, do it, Michael. Do it, Michael.
Do it, Michael.
Do it, Michael.
Michael.
Michael. Where's
think it's
Michael
working.
at?
Maybe it's not his
I
name.
don't think it's working.
I know. Gabrielle's just making stuff up. I love it. I heard Michael.
Well, we'll
heard
let
Michael.
this one go. What do you think, hosts? It's up to you.
I got part two of
I
my
say
worst
read
date
Andres.
story. I'm just
Julie,
kidding.
read
I'm kidding.
Andres' card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Andres, I admired her from afar, but one day she walked back to her car and a parking ticket was posted on it. I offered to pay it and she was taken aback. From that day, we became inseparable.
Wow.
Wow, I like that.
Dang.
Great job reading, Julie.
Thank you. That's why they
Yeah.
pay you the big bucks.
And that is the show.
Is that the show? Oh my
That's
God.
the show.
We're done.
Well,
we get
I-
to eat tacos. And...
Well, I would just like to say,
Yeah.
give it up for our host tonight.
oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Well,
as well as the brilliant, beautiful, deep, heart-minded souls of this story. I mean, I've had the privilege of being able to know all the scripts. Sorry. But it's so beautifully written that
Oh, thank you so
I
much.
just am so lucky to be a part of the show. Thank you for having me. As well as listening to a few of the episodes already just to get a feel of how it's been going. You guys have shared it with some of the cast. Your energy with each other, your love with each other, what you guys see and listen to right now is exactly the sweetness and beautiful brilliance of Wild. So go enjoy this season coming up.
Oh, thank you so much, Gabrielle. Thank you so much.
can
That
I do
means a
one
lot.
last little shout out?
more shout out?
So the person who masterminded all of this and this podcast is my dear friend and former colleague Anjali Sastry. She's right there. It takes a lot to put a show like this together and an
Yep.
event like this together, and Anjali juggles 8 or 9 balls at once all the time. She was telling me
It's a
today
team
about
effort.
But that said, you were telling me today you're
she's-
getting this
she's
together. You're on the phone with legal for 4 or 5
And I'm
hours.
texting you, I'm
You're
gonna
working
be,
hard.
Yeah, and I'm texting
She
you,
got
I'm gonna be late.
Lizzo
Yeah.
on.
So,
yeah, it's
thanks to
just
you as well,
crazy.
Anjali.
Yeah. She's also a very kind person. Just I can't say enough good things about her.
And Anjali is now going to tell us if we need pickups.
This show is a team effort, so a bunch of us back there, Rebecca, John, Emma, we've been listening. So these are your pickups.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
great.
We have pickups for this show?
I know. I
Yes,
can't
'cause
believe
this
I
is
made a mistake.
Professional.
I know we're gonna put it
That's
on
how
the
the sauce
podcast.
gets made.
This is and these are these all for
See
me?
the BTS, y'all.
I assume these are all for me. Or
Do you need me to direct?
You and Megan can actually switch off. Yeah.
okay. They answered early. The answer was B. Can't take my eyes off of you. Like that? Okay.
You want me to do one?
Yeah, you do one.
Okay.
You want me to do?
You get to see how a podcast gets made.
The answer was A, Chicago. The answer was D, my best friend's wedding.
Can I do one?
Sure.
Well, no, because you're playing the
I was
game.
playing.
I know.
It won't
Just let her do it. Let her do it. Say
Yeah,
the
let her
answer
do
was
it,
C.
let her do it,
Just
yeah.
say the answer was C.
No.
No, it
I
won't
want
cut very
tacos. It's
well.
fine, it's
It
fine.
won't cut
It won't
very well.
cut. It won't cut.
Angela will be like, thank you for coming in.
Our
Thank
director
you so much.
says
Our
no.
director said no. Our
The director said no.
The answer is D, Rob Reiner.
You have to reread that question in the middle that I said.
I'm sorry about
yeah.
that. Okay. Whose mother says the iconic line, I'll have what she's having in When Harry Met Sally? A, Albert Brooks. B, Meg Ryan. C, Billy Crystal. Or D, Rob Reiner. The answer is D, Rob Reiner. All right. Thanks everyone for coming out tonight, and hello to everyone listening at home. That's supposed to be the intro, which is why I did that voice. I don't know if that's the right voice. Is that the right voice?
Perfect voice.
Okay,
That was your
perfect.
intro voice. I
All
loved
right.
it. Yeah. Great
Okay.
energy. 10
Great.
points for you.
Any
10
more?
points to Gryffindor. No, that's it. And then I have a
Thank
couple
you.
more announcement things.
Okay, great. Take it away.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming out tonight. It's been a really wild ride. Pun intended. I've been making puns all season long, and I will continue to do so. So I have a little thing I want to do. Just repeat after me, audience, please. I am beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
I'm wonderful.
I'm wonderful.
And I'm going to tell one other friend
And I'm going to tell one other friend
to download and listen to Wild this week.
Wild this week.
Thank you. My
And if
husband
you
told
don't,
me to
you're
do
not
that.
beautiful.
Yes.
All those things have to be true or they're not true.
So please hang out with us after the show. We want to keep hearing your love stories. I hope some of this convo has encouraged y'all to share your own stories. We want to know the wildest, grandest gesture that you've made for love. When did you go above and beyond to show someone that you really cared about them? Did it work? Doesn't have to all be positive. And if you haven't already, either write your story down and give it to us, or hop in a recording booth if you'd rather do it privately, and tell us your love story for a chance to be featured in a bonus episode of the show. And we got an open bar, themed cocktail options out there, a tarot reader, tacos, and our very own DJ and producer, Kyle Chang, is playing music for us on the dance floor. Hope to see you out there. And before we do all that, Eric and Megan are going to read some final credits.
That's right. Thanks to Gabrielle Ruiz, Sam Sanders. Oh, sorry. I'm going to do that again.
Yeah, do that
You know,
again.
the problem is, like, I can't, I'm kind of blind. Thanks to Gabrielle Ruiz and Sam Sanders for joining us on this episode of Wild. Don't forget to like and follow Wild Season 2, I Think I'm Falling in Love, wherever you get your podcast.
Eric and I created, wrote, and co-hosted Wild together this season. This show is produced by Anjali Sastry Kurbacek, Emma Alabaster, Kyle Chang, and our engineer is Donald Baz.
Yeah. Give it up for them. They did a great job.
All right.
And special thanks to the live events team at LAist, including Rebecca Stummy and Tony Federico for producing this episode. Also thanks to Kristen Payne, Kristen Ranger, Clark Crane, and John Cohn.
Wild is a production of LAist Studios. This podcast is supported by Gordon and Donna Crawford, who believe quality journalism makes Los Angeles a better place to live. And they are not wrong.
It really does.
Thank you for listening.
All right.
Woo!